Hello beach bums and welcome back to the beach. Today I'm doing something I have never done before and I can't believe I've never done this. But I have purchased some live shrimp and I'm going to fish this beach with live shrimp. I have fished with live bait, but I have never used live shrimp on the beach. Today we got great conditions for it. It's calm, it's clear. I'm going to be using a popping cork and also a Carolina rig. I'll go over those with you here briefly. But before we go any further, if you are wanting to learn more about surf fishing and up your game, we have recently released a beach fishing mastery course through Salt Strong. It answers all of your questions. We cover everything in so much detail. Whatever you're trying to target, big fish, fish to put on the table, it does not matter. We go into detail on how to rig, how to approach it, what structures to look for on the beach. If you're having a hard time reading the beach, we give you so much data from drone footage, from footage looking out on the beach. We explain it in detail so that when you walk out on the beach, you can be confident that you know what you're looking at and you can find the high percentage water where fish are going to be hanging out and feeding. I've got a link in the description below. It's only 47 bucks. It's years and countless hours of experience on the beach. I've been able to fish all up and down the East Coast, all over the Gulf Coast, pretty much anywhere in the country you're fishing. This information will help you catch more fish and be more successful on the beach. But let's get to fishing. All right, I've got my live shrimp. They are all alive and happy. But we've got our first little shrimp. One of my favorite ways to hook them is through the head. They've got, you probably can't see, it's still a little dark, but there's a V at the top of their head and I hook them through the V. But I've got a little lightweight Carolina rig on this one. I'll go over my rigging, like I said, a little bit later, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this bait out. Not far at all. So that one's gonna be on the bottom and it'll probably be moving around a little bit. So we've got a little live shrimp hanging out on the bottom there. And then I've got a popping cork, which you may have never even seen me use on this channel because I don't really use popping corks very often. Same thing, gonna hook this little guy through that little V section on his head and we're gonna toss him out real close to the beach. So we've got our little float out there with our live shrimp. Looks like that rip is actually taking that bait out. That's funny. Nothing's happening in this rip. So we're gonna move. All right, this is our second spot. Gonna put that Carolina rig out right here, real close. Nice little feature here. Another good open rip. We got a bait on bottom and putting one out on a float. A couple of different presentations, trying to give a little variety. Oh, oh. See if he's still there. Got a lot of slack. Oh yeah, we got him. We got him. Fish on. Fish on. There we go. First fish on the live shrimp. There we go, a little whiting. Awesome. Not bad. He's a keeper. We'll throw him in the cooler. It's our first fish on the live shrimp. That's cool. I've never done this before, so this is new for me. I've caught whiting plenty of times, but I've never used live shrimp on the beach. Man, he swallowed that. Nice whiting. We'll get him in the cooler. Okay. See if we can get another nice whiting like that. I'm gonna keep letting that soak there. I'm gonna put the cork up for just a minute because it's drifting so much. Trying to stay with it, I end up pretty far down the beach. So I'm gonna let that soak in that same area that we got the bite and that we caught the whiting. And throw the top water for just a minute. Oh goodness. Oh, that's a big hit. Oh wow. Wow. What do we got? Holy smokes. This is a good fish. Oh goodness. What did we hook? I was down the beach. Big whiting, man. Woo! He took off with it. Goodness. Look at this guy. Man, that is a stud whiting. I thought for sure I was gonna have like a little redfish or a trout. Man, he bowed that rod over. That was awesome. Wow, look at that fish. He's gonna be so delicious. Such a beautiful fish. They're so good to eat. All right, buddy, we're gonna get you in the cooler. This one is over 14, like 14 1/4. I moved down the beach just a little ways just to try a new rip opening. I'm going to try the popping cork rig once more. Oh, it's gone. Oh, something's trying to eat it. Come on, take it under. That's our first bite on the float rig. Might have got our shrimp. Yeah, it got us. Oh, there we go. There's a fish. There's a fish on the popping cork. He took it under. Took it under hard. What do we got? Man, this thing is fighting. Oh, it came off right there. This is a whiting. Big whiting. I don't know if I should be using a J hook or not. Circle hook may be the way to go. I'm gonna make that change. Oh, we're under. There we go. Got him. Let's see if that circle hook will hold. Let's see if we can get him. Another whiting. Nice one. Not bad. Not a bad fish. Circle hook worked. Hear that cork? Just going crazy. It's so weird catching whiting on a float. Like, that is just really strange to me. Throw him in the cooler with our other two. It's interesting, once we hit that rip, I'm letting my line out. That bobber, that cork is being taken out. That's what's so dangerous about rip currents when you're swimming in them, is that water is flowing out. They're not real strong today. We don't have a lot of rough surf or current, so it's not a strong pull like you could probably get in it, and it's not strong enough to really take you out. But like when we get those rip current warnings, that's when we have rougher surf, more current, more wind, and these rip currents are that much stronger. There's just way more energy being pushed up towards the beach with the waves and the swells and everything going on, and it creates more energy going back out. But today, it's pretty calm. You'd be fine to get in it, but it's interesting to see. Oh, we're under. We're under. Oh, goodness. Oh, this is a good fish. Okay. Okay. Yep, casted closer in, got a fish. Got him on the circle hook. Let's see if he'll stay on. See if we can see what we got here. Another whiting, nice fish. There's some big whiting out here today. Real nice whiting. Probably about another 14 incher. That's awesome. I keep thinking it's gonna be a trout because how hard they're fighting, how heavy they are. Well, with food prices like they are, we're not throwing these guys back. We're gonna take them home. Might as well. Beautiful fish, man. Whiting are an incredible food source. I'm gonna be running two inshore setups today. They're pretty much identical. They're both 7-foot rods. They're both rated one's 8 to 15 pound mono, one's 8 to 16 pound mono. So they're basically the same action, stiffness, a little bit heavier than the inshore rods that I use for throwing lures. But these are the rods that I use if I'm fishing live bait, because it just gives me better casting, and I don't have to be as finesseful when I'm fishing live bait as I am with artificials and throwing as light of lures and stuff. Anyway, I've got a Carolina rig, and then I've also got a popping cork. On our Carolina rig, I've got 17 pound fluorocarbon for the leader. I've got a size 2 circle hook, and then I've got a 1/4 ounce egg weight with a swivel that's probably like a 50-60 pound swivel. And then I've just got a 2000 size Penn Battle 2, and I think I've got 10 or 15 pound braid. And then on our popping cork, I don't know what brand of popping cork it is. It's one of the cheapos, I think, from Walmart. And then I've got 17 pound leader coming from that. I just attached the popping cork directly to my braid up at the top. Make sure you've got the weight down at the bottom. That's gonna allow that popping cork to sit upright. And then we've got our leader. This is 17 pound fluorocarbon. I do have just a little split shot just to keep that shrimp down, and then down to our hook. I started this morning with a J hook, but I did switch over to a size 2 circle hook. Just got a Penn Conflict 2000 size reel, again with 10 or 15 pound braid. I can't remember for that. That's the tackle we're using for today. It's great for live bait. Just wanted to go over that with you. I know many of you will ask. There he is. There he is. Oh goodness. Man, they fight so hard. They're fast. They got a lot of aggressive head shakes. Man, these are big fish. Big whiting. On the float. Look at that. He's a bruiser. Oh, Fred has finally discovered that I am out here catching fish. You were sleeping in this morning, weren't you, buddy? You know whiting are delicious. I bet you've eaten your fair share of them in your lifetime. But these are for me today, man. You gotta share, Fred. You gotta share sometimes, buddy. Another gorgeous whiting on the dang popping cork. There's a nice pocket of whiting right there. We're getting a good meal put together right now. I don't care how much fishing you've done in your lifetime. There are not too many things more exciting than watching a bobber get sucked under the water. Generally, that's how most of us start our fishing journey, and it just takes us back to being a kid. And I've never done this on the beach, like to come out here and try it out on the beach like this. Oh, fish on, fish on. Ooh, ooh. Got some good head shakes. Fighting close to the top there. Trying to keep this rod tip down. You don't ever know what you got. I don't want him coming up, shaking his head, losing the fish. If it's a trout or something, you just never know. Another whiting. Oh, a trout was following him. Big trout.
Another whiting. Oh.
Was following the whiting. So like I said, they're in there. There was a trout right on that whiting. Like looking at him like he wanted to eat this guy. This is like a 12-inch whiting. Dang trout was gonna eat him. All right, I got an idea. I got a bigger shrimp. Check that out. All right, we need to see if we can get that trout. Okay, I don't have real big shrimp today. This is like the biggest one I've got. Maybe we'll pop the cork a few times. Maybe that's what that trout wants. There we go. Give it a little pop. See if that'll get that trout interested and fired up. Come on, trout. Oh. Fish on. Oh, goodness. Oh, this feels like a decent fish. This might be the trout. Are you kidding me? Feels different than all the whiting. What do we got? It's a trout. No way. He's not huge, but it worked. I popped the cork and it worked. Woo! Fred. Chill, bro, chill. All right, I think he's gonna be legal. Are you kidding me? It worked. That's so cool. The bigger shrimp and popping the cork got us the trout. I think he's gonna be legal. He's croaking. It's a male. Nice. I can't believe that worked. That's so crazy. Like, you have an idea like, oh, maybe this will work, and it actually works. They got to be 15 inches. Oh yeah, this dude's 16. Nice little keeper, speckled trout, 16 inches. Will be delicious. We are keeping fish today. I can't believe that worked. Using the cork, I popped it a couple of times, and here comes this guy. Wow, that's so cool. What an awesome day coming out here and trying something different, trying something new. He's missing a lot of spots. I don't know if you can see that. He doesn't have that many. Same thing on that side. But we'll get this guy in the cooler. He's croaking, should be a male. So if you happen to be unfamiliar with how a popping cork works, which I've probably only ever used it like one other time on my channel. When you pop it, it's got beads and like little clickers and stuff. It's similar to a topwater lure in that it makes that clicking noise, and it's to imitate basically a fish feeding on top of the water. So like a fish coming up and eating a bait. So those predator fish will hear that and think, oh, there must be fish feeding on bait, and they want to go check it out. So that predator fish, whether it's redfish or trout or whatever, they go to the area where they heard this noise, and then they see your bait, whatever it is you're using under your popping cork, whether it's artificial or live shrimp or whatever. They see it dangling there, and they're like, oh, here's some food, and you know, they eat it. Oh, we're under, fish on, got a fish, feels good. These are solid fish in here today. Another whiting. Woohoo! Pull and drag. If whiting got to be like 5-10 pounds, you'd be in for it, man. They are some of the feistiest fish. Nice guy. Whoop, there you go. Thank you so much for watching today's video. It was a blast out here trying something different using live shrimp. And again, anytime you see a bobber going out of the water, it's just super fun. I love it. If you want to try something different, if you get conditions like this where it's pretty calm and you're closer to the high tide and you got water up close with all these structures, it may be worth trying out. You can catch a lot of different species of fish. You can put some fish in the cooler. It's a good time. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I post videos like this all the time. I love fishing so much. I primarily focus on surf fishing when I can. Of course, when conditions don't allow, I mix it up and do different things. But as always, you stay bummy.